Welcome back, everyone. In part 1 of our series, we discussed why so many religious scriptures say that most women are going to hell, based upon their ingratitude and propensity to lie. Today, in part 2, we will illuminate the diabolical motivation and mechanism behind their evil. Earning a living is at the heart of women's evil, because the male-female relationship dynamic is founded upon slavery. Feminist historians continually attempt to paint a picture of an evil patriarchy that has always suppressed women and kept them in constant bondage to men. However, this is a lie, and the exact opposite has always been the truth. But when any group convinces the public that they are perpetual victims, it induces sympathy, which blinds people to the facts and prevents most people from seeing the hidden agenda, even when it is blindingly obvious. Throughout history, women have been taught in society to land a man. And the better one they land, the less likely they are to need to earn a living, because the woman will make the landed man labor for her until he dies. And she will have either his inheritance, pension, or sons provide for her afterward. So in essence, her life becomes secure once she's landed a good man. A man without an education can always break his back, hard labor, to earn a living, while a woman can always lay on her back, prostitution, to earn a living. And this completely imbalanced economic power dynamic begins early in life, as boys are taught the value of hard work, while girls are taught how to be attractive to those boys. By the time puberty sets in, young men realize that they need money to enjoy the company of young women. So, young men then begin to work very hard, while young women begin their career path of trying to trap a hardworking man using sex, the natural weakness of young men. And she will make a comfortable living while searching for her final customer, a husband, by enjoying the spoils of each new man. Prostitution is the act of using sex for personal gain. So do not assume that a woman only engages in prostitution when she's standing on the street corner. Any woman who uses her sexuality to extract short-term or long-term favor and benefits from men is committing acts of prostitution, because this is an exchange of value for intimate service, as is offered by any hooker, with the only difference being the price and terms of payment. But unlike the common street hooker, the hunting woman often purposely allows herself to get pregnant so she can capitalize off the man's second weakness, his sense of honor and responsibility, traits that were drilled into him since the time he was a child, and will now force him to do the right thing by marrying her and supporting his wife and child for the rest of his life. The baby trap has been used throughout history to land a man when he is young and industrious, and thinking with his hormones instead of with long-term logic. And it ensures a steady income for the woman until the child is old enough to leave home. But if it is a male child, he will be taught to still take care of his mother even after his father has been worked to death. And the evil genius of the baby trap is that even if the woman no longer wants the company of her financial provider, she can easily have babies with several men. And each of them will continue to take care of her financially, even if they no longer reside with her. Feminism decided that individual men were not enough security for them on their own. So, women used their incredible power and influence to make governments act in the place of men. If the men could not provide well enough, which gave rise to the infamous welfare queen, a woman who uses the baby trap, but instead has the government provide her income. So she is no longer required to service her trapped man. But the man is still trapped. He's just sharing the burden with all of the men who are collectively enslaved by the government, laboring hard and paying taxes into the system to support the welfare queens, like disposable drones in a hive. The feminists also grew in power to control the legal systems of many countries to do their bidding, by ensuring that in almost all cases of divorce, women would still receive financial support from the men they landed. So, even if the woman is responsible for causing the divorce, she still receives alimony payments from the man for the rest of his life. But this was still not enough security, so they created palimony. For women who didn't successfully land their man into a marriage, they could still get paid just for having a relationship with him. And if children are involved, they are almost always given to the woman by the courts, regardless of how fit the woman is to be a parent. Because the purpose is to keep the boys trained to support their mother and the women in general. Because the father must be free to continue earning a living to pay the woman for her successful baby trap. In the case of criminal fraud, intentionally used to trap a man into paying for children that are not his own, even when discovered by the court, the woman is not charged with the crime, and the male victim is forced to continue paying the woman. And if he fails to, he will be arrested, jailed, and all of his assets can be seized by the court and given to the woman who intentionally committed the fraud. Are you fucking kidding me? So, as you can clearly see, it's women who control and manipulate men through lies, fraud, and deception. And when they collectively rose to power under the banner of feminism, they used that power to further subjugate men with the strength and enforcement of governments. Share this message far and wide. Give yourselves to God. I'm Archbishop William Scoggins, and therefore be on alert for part 3.
There is a lot of passion and hard work put into delivering the truth to you. I don't want any of you to miss out on this. I hope that you'll join with me to get the latest updates as world events are rapidly unfolding. You'll be among the first to hear about it because I know what's coming, and I'm not going to suppress any of it from you. Like and subscribe, and please continue to show your support. Let's sound the alarm and wake up others before it's too late. Please send your donations to Armageddon Broadcast Network at gmail.com on PayPal. And may God bless and protect all of you.
Governments are quickly falling as massive social unrest, disease, pestilence, and financial collapse spreads across the globe. Tensions are at their peak as regional wars are breaking out everywhere, with the imminent threat of global thermonuclear war beginning at any moment as the United States and North Korea threaten mutual annihilation, all while Israel's enemies surround them, promising to end their existence. While from the sky, unprecedented numbers of meteors are skimming past Earth and entering our atmosphere, as never before seen levels of destruction batter the world with apocalyptic weather, fire, droughts, floods, massive earthquakes and simultaneous volcanic eruptions. As a new sun appears in our sky, every major end-time event predicted by Judaism, Christianity and Islam is rapidly unfolding before your eyes. Make no mistake, this is the end. And it's time for you to choose a side. Are you with the enemy who has enslaved and deceived the world, bringing darkness, destruction and death? Or do you stand with the light of the world, the one who brings us light and eternal life, our great and holy King, Lord Rael?